Welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a really detailed product page today from HDTVSupply.
Right, specifically focusing on the Thor broadcast H.SPARTAN-1 encoder streamer.
Exactly. And since you follow the AV production space, you already know how crucial reliable signal routing is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is the backbone of everything.
Yeah, so our goal here isn't just to read a spec sheet to you. We want to look at how this specific unit bridges the gap between high-end pro broadcasting and, well, accessible everyday live streaming. Okay, let's unpack this. To start, the H-SPARTAN-1 is a one-channel streamer.
Just one channel, but it takes HDMI, CVBS, and SDI inputs.
Right, and converts them to IP. It supports up to 1080p at 60 frames per second using standard H.264 video encoding.
What's fascinating here is how they have structured the I/O to handle practically any environment you drop it into. I mean, you have your standard HDMI, of course.
Which basically everyone uses.
Right. But the inclusion of SDI is the real workhorse for professional setups. It gives you the ability to run those long, secure cables from high-end cameras without signal degradation.
And then having CVBS means you can easily integrate legacy analog equipment too.
Exactly, right into a modern digital workflow. It takes those inputs and pushes them out over public internet protocols.
Like RTMP.
Yeah, RTMP, straight to platforms like YouTube and Facebook, all with very low latency.
Let me stop you right there, though. A lot of independent creators and even smaller organizations just run their camera feeds into a capture card on a laptop.
Sure, and they just use software to stream.
Yeah. So why invest in a dedicated hardware box like the store unit when you can just use the computer you already own?
It ultimately comes down to reliability and processing overhead. When you rely on a laptop for software encoding, you are constantly competing with background processes.
Like sudden OS updates.
Oh, the worst, yeah, sudden OS updates and just the general instability of a multi-purpose machine.
Yeah.
A hardware encoder like the H-SPARTAN-1 is purpose-built.
It only does one thing.
Exactly. It completely offloads that heavy H.264 encoding process, ensuring a perfectly stable stream. Your latency stays at an absolute minimum.
Which is critical when you are trying to interact with an audience in real time.
100%.
Which perfectly explains the target users the source material highlights. The page specifically mentions applications for IPTV distribution, house of worship broadcasting, education, and corporate AV systems.
Right. Those exact environments where a dropped frame or a crashed laptop during a live event is a complete disaster.
Nobody wants that.
Definitely not. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the real magic of dedicated hardware like this is how much networking friction it removes for those exact users.
Because it used to be so complicated.
Oh, incredibly. In the past, achieving a multi-input, low-latency stream required a complex IT setup and a pretty steep learning curve.
But this device bypasses that barrier entirely.
It really does. You can manage the entire workflow directly from the built-in LCD screen on the front panel.
Or through a straightforward web chat.
Yeah, you don't need a dedicated network engineer in the room to get your signal out to the world securely.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because looking at these specs, you would expect this kind of commercial-grade broadcasting gear to completely blow out a smaller organization's budget.
You would think so, yes.
But the source page highlights something notable about accessibility. Because they are offering B-stock or open box units, the standard MSRP of $1,250 drops to $1,062.50.
That is a significant drop.
It is. They even mention a 5% off promo code and throw in a free plug-and-play Maximus Lite 4K camera.
Which is a $189 value on its own.
Right.
And the key takeaway from the source isn't just about finding a discount code. It represents a massive shift in the democratization of broadcast technology.
It really levels the playing field.
Exactly. Gear that historically required a massive corporate budget is now priced affordably enough for a local church, a high school media program, or an independent creator to deploy without a second thought.
So what does this all mean? For you, it means the traditional barrier to entry for a complete, high-clarity, perfectly stable broadcasting workflow is practically gone.
It is just not there anymore.
Right. You can get that professional-grade infrastructure delivered right to your door in a single package, ready to route whatever video sources you throw at it.
This raises an important question. If commercial-grade, low-latency streaming hardware is now this affordable and simple to just plug and play into any local network, what kind of highly produced, professional-looking live event could you start broadcasting straight out of your own home tomorrow?